Today, we're going to be building this to-do app in less than 5 minutes using Claude code. If you're new here, hi, my name's Zoe. I'm a software engineer and former university professor who loves teaching folks how to code. If you're interested in learning how to code, check out that first link in the description below. AI tools are getting better and better every day. In this next series, I'm going to be testing their limits by building some complex web apps, then critiquing their choices and adjusting the code to make it work more optimally. Today, we'll be starting off easy with a simple to-do app. Let's dive into it. All right, so I've brought up Claude here. What we're gonna do is just drop in a simple prompt and go from there. So I've written up this prompt already, and let me read it out to you. So it says, build me a web app to-do list using Next.js, Material UI, and TypeScript. Make the designs beautiful, allow the to-dos to persist in the local or session storage, and ensure that everything is responsive for all devices, from mobile devices to large screens. So let's send this prompt in and see what it spits out. All right, so it's thinking. I'll create a beautiful responsive using, however, okay, so it has a limitation. It says it can't use local storage and session storage in this environment. So that's fine. That's something that we can implement later. They're going to build it using React State. So they're, already an initial limitation. But it can, adapt it by uncommenting the local storage code included as comment. So that's great. It'll make it really easy for us to put that in the next version. So that's fine. So it's gonna build beautiful gradient design, smooth animations, full mobile responsiveness, category and priority levels. So it's already kind of taking it to a level where I didn't even ask it to do that. In categories and priority levels, like great to have, didn't need that. Search and filter functionality, amazing, and a dark theme optimized design. So as you can see on the right here, it's spitting it out, it's thinking, it's doing its thing, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I guess the real advantage of using tools like Claude is the fact that I don't have to actually be doing anything right now. Oh, okay, we got anything? I apologize for the error. Material UI isn't available in this environment. Let me rebuild this for you using Tailwind CSS instead, which will give you an equally beautiful and modern design. So as you can see, it already did an initial version, but at some point realized it wasn't allowed to use Material UI. I don't know why it spat out all of that before it realized it wasn't. Okay. And then now we hit an error, unterminated string. This response paused because Claude has reached its max length for a message. Hit continue to nudge Claude along. Okay, so I guess I have to encourage it to keep going. So now it's on V3, I guess, of what it wants to do, which again is fine. I guess we'll just see what it spins up. So it's not perfect, as I said. As we can see, there are a couple of issues. First of all, it's not able to use Material UI. It's going to build it using Tailwind, which, if I was building a separate piece to go in a project that I already have, that would be a bit annoying because now I have the separate piece that can't integrate into my project. Okay, so it says it's created a beautiful, fully responsive to-do list app with the following features. Let's see, mobile first design. It says the app is ready to use, but it's not here. All right. So it's hit the limit. It's done a couple of different tries and it's hit the limit. But, oh, so we can't even try it again because we've hit the limit. All right. So that's a bit annoying. Let's see what the code spits out. Let's take a look at the code. So as you can see, it's used React. Remember, we asked it to use Next.js, Next.js, not Tailwind, Material UI, and TypeScript. So it's used React Next.js, which is fine. It's used TypeScript, which again, that works. And it hasn't used Material UI, it's used Tailwind. What else? Let's see. So it's using the state storage, which works. It has all these different methods, here, different functions. It has it looks like it would be really interesting if we could see the full version. And then it's returned the code essentially. Add to-do card, filters. So it's kind of overdone what I've asked it to do, and in the process of overdoing what I asked it to do, okay, so there's a code error here. and then it just didn't finish it, right? So it spun up how many different versions? 1, 2, 3, and maybe three to four like attempts. I'm not sure if there was like another like attempt that is just not showing us here. Like the final version is the one that we're seeing here. But basically, it's gone through and done this 3 times, and it hasn't returned anything. So that's failing because this one's failing because there was an unterminated string. Okay, so it just didn't finish building it. And so I'm not sure why it went from this and like why we hit this retry and then we kind of used up all of our credits, all of our time. So that's pretty interesting to see. So it took maybe a minute and a half to get us to this final version, but at the end of the day, we actually didn't get a completed project on the free plan, right? This is also a limitation of the free plan. You know, we're not paying to use Claude. So again, in terms of the code, it does look, structured, and it seems like there would be a lot of interesting things here. But I also see that Claude is adding a bunch of stuff that I didn't ask it for, and then hits a limit, a sort of self-imposed or self-created limit because it's trying to do a bit too much. Because really, if it had just done a very basic to-do app, we would not have filter category, selected category, like all these extra steps that essentially create this issue where, it doesn't actually finish what it's doing. So, pros and cons of using a AI tool like this. I guess maybe in the next version, a next round of this, we can ask it to not do as complicated of solution or give us like a minimum sort of MVP type of project. Like don't do the most. But anyhow, it is what it is, and nothing much we can do about it at this point. For about a minute of time, this definitely wasn't a bad first draft. But obviously, because it didn't actually give us something that we could work with, there's plenty of room for improvement here. And if you're using Claude as a paid service, I'm sure it would be pretty powerful. You wouldn't hit these limits, but maybe it would end up charging you a bit more because it does seem like, again, it's sort of imposing problems or creating problems that would then force you to use more credits, which would then charge you more money. So I don't know. In terms of paying a developer full-time versus using Claude, yeah, this is a lot more, in theory, affordable. But, you're going to spend a lot more time in the back and forth trying to figure out what's going on here. Last week, I used Claude to attempt to build a simple to-do app, but it had some issues with limitations. So let's look at how ChatGPT handles the exact same prompt. All right, so this is a really simple prompt, the exact same prompt that I gave Claude last week. Let's see what ChatGPT does with it. So again, it's build me a web app using Next.js, Material UI, TypeScript. Make the designs beautiful, allow the to-dos persist in local or session storage, and ensure that everything is responsive for all devices from mobile devices to large screens. Let's see what it spits out. All right, so it's thinking. Fail to generate. You'll need to log in. I can generate full. Okay, so let's go ahead and log in and we'll try that. Let me go ahead and log in. All right, so now that we're all logged in, let's go ahead and try this prompt. So I'm gonna paste that in there and hit enter. Okay, so it's starting to think about what it can do. Again, this is the free plan, same that we were using with Claude. So we're having an equal comparison between the two. And it's spending a good amount of time thinking, but again, so did Claude. And let's see what it's able to spit out. Okay, Next.js, Material UI, TypeScript to do, single file, or adapt this. Okay, so it's kind of giving me some instructions here on the top in terms of the comments that we see. And then it's using React. Okay, so it's actually importing Next, which is pretty cool because, again, remember with Claude, we had that limitation where it wasn't able to use Next.js. So this is pretty cool. And it's using Material UI, which is awesome because, again, if this was something that we were integrating into an existing project, we'd want to actually use the technology that we were using in the rest of the project. It has some storage keys. Okay, so it's even working with our local session storage. That's pretty nice. It has a component. Now it is on one page, but let's see how long it is. It uses the effect for the session, add to-dos. Similar structure, right? Like it has the different actions, add, toggle, remove, whatever. And then it returns it, again, using Material UI, structure and syntax, which again, really awesome that it actually followed the instructions fully, and a much shorter response, which actually for me as a developer, I actually prefer because then it means that, it's not sort of a lot of bloat code, it's just what we need. So it says done. I created Next.js Material UI TypeScript to do app in a Canvas style. Next.js includes beautiful responsive UI, local storage and storage, session storage, persistence, add, edit, complete, and delete. So it also kind of did that. It added a little bit more than it needed to, but it didn't do sort of to the next level, right? Like with Claude, it was adding, I think it was categories and stuff like that. Like it was just another level of extra stuff. And then Claude actually didn't finish the prompt because, again, on the free plan, we ran out of minutes, but also because it had to retry twice. So the fact that chat got it on the first time is good, and it like actually completed the task is good. Okay, so it tells us how to run it locally, install Material UI, copy the code, and run npm dev. Okay, so let's see. So we can run it locally if we want, but let's see if it'll allow us to preview it, because it did make a sign-in so that we could see it on the canvas. So let's see how that works. Okay, so it's going ahead and installing the packages. And how long did that response take? Like 30 seconds, a minute? So it didn't take a crazy amount of time, right? Like we're not still here waiting for it to come up with the idea. You know, obviously the like spinning up bit, it does take a separate amount of time, but the fact that it actually was able to give us something pretty quickly is really the advantage of these like AI tools, right? The fact that I don't have to sit here and spend what might take, I don't know, at least half an hour to an hour at the bare minimum, depending on, you know, the complexity of the app. The fact that I don't have to spend all that time doing that is definitely an advantage of this application. Which is pretty cool. In terms of like, does this replace a developer? I think in some ways it can, right? Of course, because if I'm saying it would cost an hour of developer time to build this, you know, and you're not even paying anything because this is the free version of ChatGPT and you're having it build it, yeah, definitely worth it in that sense. And if you can get it to a level where it's actually, again, correctly responding to your prompts, giving you exactly what you want, maybe you pay, I mean, I think the regular plan is like $20 a month, and the pro plan, or the pro plan or whatever, like the first paid level, right, is like $20 a month, and then after that, you know, you can get enterprise or whatever, but you're definitely going to be paying a developer more than $20 a month. You're probably going to pay them $20 an hour, at least to spin up something like this. So financially, I think it could definitely be a good move. So not trying to write myself out of a job here, but it is interesting to see how strong and how powerful this technology can be when it works. Right now we seem to be having an issue with it actually working though. So let's see how that goes. All right, if this isn't gonna work, let's see if we can actually just create this locally. So let's follow the instructions, because it did give us very detailed instructions. So let's see if we can make this work. So I'm going to open up a terminal window, and I'll pop over here. Let's try this. We'll say, I'll call it ChatGPT to do. Yes, lint. Do not want to use tails. Yes, yes, no. All right, so it's spinning it up. And in the meanwhile, we can keep check back in. Okay, so it did fail. It failed to build. Failed to fetch. Let's see. Preview again, see if it just needed. Because I mean, we did give Claude a retry, so let's give this a retry as well, just to be equal. But this does seem to be a recurring problem with these AI tools. They're not actually able to get it to the end of the project. All right, and again, I will give ChatGPT credit. It did give us another option, so let's see if we can actually spin this up. All right, so let's try and spin this up locally. I'm gonna say File, Open Folder. All right, so we've got our app imported into VS Code here. Let's just go ahead and see what we can actually do. And let me see if I can resize this. Okay, there we go. So it gave us, and it failed the second time. All right, so we're not gonna try again with chat. Let's just see if we can spin it up for ourselves, because it did give us instructions. So let's install. We're just gonna follow line by line what it told us, right? If it misses a step or whatever, we're gonna, again, this is a test of ChatGPT. So it's gonna spit that out, and then it says copy and paste the canvas code into source pages index, or adapt. All right, so I'm just gonna, again, follow, oh, it says or adapt for the app router at page.txt. Okay. Oh, so it maybe wanted us to use the pages. All right, so let's just see if this works. If I just drop it into the page, I might have to make it, yeah, I need to use client, which is fine. I don't know if I missed it where it said I should use pages instead of client, but it is interesting that it's using like an older style here. And so we're getting some errors here. I do wonder if, because these are errors with UI now, not with Next.js. It is interesting that maybe it's using an older type, an older like version of everything. Property component is missing in the type. Interesting. Okay, so we are getting errors here, which are basically going to prevent us from spinning it up. And again, this is something I've seen with Claude. This is something I've seen with other, AI code attempts to be a sort of AI code editor. All right, so yeah. We're just gonna have, again, and I want to make a fair comparison between the two because, yeah, we could use ChatGPT to try and figure out what the issue is, but I think we're already over our time of giving it a couple of minutes to figure out what's going on here. So at the end of the day, neither of them were able to spin off a to-do app. So it's quite interesting to see, and again, would it have been able to do it? Yeah, I've definitely been able to spin up to-do apps and other things with at least Claude. I haven't been able to spin it up with ChatGPT yet. So actually this is a very interesting turn of events in that sense. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe down below. And if you want to see how I level up my coding skills in 30 days, click here and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.